Valvoline Irish Forest Rally Championship in association with Sureway Forklifts and Farm Machinery, Hankook Performance Tyres, CCS Race and Rally and Exact Signs.
Welcome to Lismore, County Waterford for the Moonraker Forestry Rally, Round 2 of the Valvoline Forest Rally Championship. The rally is once again sponsored by Lismore House Hotel and also Monflate Signs. After a very exciting first round with Philip Morrow snatching victory in dramatic style from Michael O'Brien and Owen Murphy, it's all to play for here again in Lismore.
Blackwater River provided an idyllic backdrop for the Moonraker Rally. And seeded number 1 was last year's winner Owen Murphy, who finished 3rd overall at the opening round of this year's championship.
Yeah, we had a great day. Unfortunately, the last stage we had a gearbox problem. We lost 5th gear and we lost 4th gear a mile from the end. So hopefully now we'll make big inroads into our championship this year and we'll push hard and try and get the win.
Having led the opening round until the last stage, Michael O'Brien was pipped at the post by Philip Morrow, who made a triumphant return to rallying with victory in Limerick.
Well, Philip, you won in dramatic fashion in Limerick.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to me after not having such a big long absence, but that was good and sucked into the championship now. I said to myself I wouldn't get sucked back in the rallying, but nothing comes close. You can try golf, you can try all these other sports, but nothing comes close to rallying.
Yeah, we lost to Philip, but look, that's the way it goes. We'll try and put it right here today if we can.
Hoping to make it 2 wins in a row in the 2-wheel drive section was Shane McGurr in his nimble Toyota Starlet.
Shane, tell us a little bit about your Starlet, lovely car.
Goes okay. We 2-litre John Reed 16 valve, 265 brake, good enough with the engine, good car.
It seems to compete well against the Escorts anyway.
Well, wouldn't be just as good on the bumps, but it's better on the tight stuff.
It was a hazy start to an overcast day in County Waterford, and it proved an unlucky start for Owen Murphy, as the Cork man was forced to retire with mechanical trouble on the opener.
Turn careful left. It's bumpy. 200. Okay, right on. Go on. Stand. Or what you call it, pull her over here to the right. That's drive, that's the main drive, is it?
Yeah.
No such trouble for Michael O'Brien and Greg Shinners, who were quickest out of the blocks in the Ford Focus WRC. Fastest by 9 seconds on the opener, the pair would be hard to catch. Those 9 seconds were still the difference at the end of the second loop, where Philip and Simon Morrow set 2 fastest times, but still trailed O'Brien's Focus in their Evo 9. Enda McNulty and Paul Sheridan were 5th after stage 1, but an unfortunate half roll at the end of stage 2 saw them slip out of the top 10. The incident was especially frustrating since it was agonizingly close to the stage 2 finish line.
Well, Enda, a bit of damage, I see.
I think we just run out of talent today. On a square left at the second stage, just cut it and she just flipped onto her side and we're shouting and roaring and no one about to give us a push over and it felt like a lifetime. I think it was a minute we lost and some lads did appear and rolled us back onto our wheel, so we've got the next 2 done and another 2 to do, so looking forward to it.
No such dramas for fellow Tyrone man Martin Kearns, who finished the morning stages to hold 4th overall with co-driver Kevin Flanagan. 22 seconds further back in 5th were Dubliners John Reid and Enda Shields, who seemed to struggle for traction over the very bumpy stages. On the ragged edge, as ever, was young Josh Moffat from Monaghan. His flat-out style led to small mishaps in his Evo 9, but he and co-driver Jason McKenna held 3rd overall after stage 4. More importantly, Josh was ahead of older brother Sam and co-driver David Moynihan, who were 21 seconds in arrears after the morning stages.
Well, boys, you're taking a well-deserved break. 2 burgers, surely not healthy enough for rally drivers.
Well, no, I don't know about rally drivers. We're not having a great day, but we're still here anyway. We're a bit behind now, but happy with 5th. I think we'll hold on to that if we can. So.
And yourself, Josh, you're doing very well.
Yeah, we're sitting 3rd at the minute. Kearns is only 2 seconds off us, so it's very close, and we're going to have to keep pushing as hard as we can.
Liam Regan was unhappy with the handling of his Mitsubishi-engined Peugeot on the opening loop. So after a few changes in Service 1, he was a happier man back in for Service 2.
Well, Liam, how are you getting on?
Yeah, a bit better that loop. The first 2 stages weren't so good, Katrina. It was surprisingly rough, to be honest, so we weren't best equipped for the rough stages, but made a few changes in service the first time, so those last 2 stages were a bit better.
Trading times with Regan was fellow Antrim man Niall Henry. He was level with Regan on stage 3, but trailed by 10 seconds after stage 4. There was an even tighter battle developing in the 2-wheel drive section, where Shane McGurr took a slender 5-second lead after the opening loop. But after an overshoot on stage 3 and some mechanical trouble on stage 4, the Tyrone man were sharing the lead with a hard-charging escort of Monaghan man Michael Conlon.
Great battle between yourself and Shane all day.
Yeah, fierce battle there now. So it was 5 his way going out of the last service, so it's even now, so we'll have to keep the pressure on.
Will the friendship still be there by the end of the day, will it?
Aye, well, we're after giving him a track control arm there, your bottom ball joint acting the maggot, so we'll give him a lend of one there. So if he beats us, we can always say we helped him, you know.
Great to see you flat out as usual.
Aye. We broke a bottom ball joint on that last stage.
But you're leading still.
I don't know, it's very tight. I think it might be matching Mickey at the minute.
Are you going to get it sorted?
I think so, it'll be okay.
And tell us a bit about stage 3. You had a bit of a mishap there.
Stage 3 with an overshoot on stage 3. We overshot one a square right uphill. So we just
got hold of it fairly quick by the looks of it.
Not too bad. We lost 5 seconds on it, but nothing too serious.
Yeah, the spectators something to talk about anyway.
No one that have anything to talk about.
Having shown some good early pace, James Coleman's promising drive suffered a setback with a stage 3 puncture, which was probably unsurprising considering the rough terrain.
Go 130 up here now, this is a 2 right, and then go 80 to a 4 right, go on in under the bush. 80 out of this now to a 4 right, in under the bush, go 100. Go on in under the bush, go 100 out of it now to a slippy 5 left. 100 out of this now, well done, keep the push on. 100 down to a 5 left, go 300. This is your 5 left here, now go 300 out of it.
More surprising, perhaps, was when our Katrina snuck up on James in his service truck.
James, how are you?
Not too bad, and yourself?
I'm good. I like your truck, by the way.
Out here. Do you like it?
I do.
You should come more often.
Are you enjoying yourself out there now? The stages are good.
Yeah, we got a puncture there on the second last one. We were upping the pace a little bit. Obviously, we were setting benchmarks for ourselves along the way. So we're way down, way back, but we're not going to give up. We're going to keep going. Anybody else can get a puncture and go from there, like.
In Class 3, Corkman Paul Fitzgerald carved out an early lead with Pierce Doheny Jr. navigating in the Mark II Escort. Fellow Class 3 competitor Andrew Fanning was having no luck so far in this year's Valvoline Championship. He was forced to retire his Ford Puma after stage 2.
Andrew, you were flying all morning, but have you a bit of bother now?
Yeah, we're having great go all morning, but we're after breaking the drive shaft there in the last stage, just coming off the stage. So the lads are trying to fix it there now, but there's a bearing that they can't get, so it looks like it's day over.
Continuing their domination of the junior class, defending champions Dean Raftery and Aileen Kelly were leaders of the pack again in their Honda Civic. Daniel Cronin, younger brother of multiple British rally champion Keith, was second in the junior class with co-driver Coleman Hurley. Just 2 seconds in arrears was Limerick's Kevin O'Connor in a Citroën Championship winning C2 or 2 Max.
Late 2 right in 60. 3 left plus in over bump past junction 120. 2 right plus in 80.
Kevin, enjoying the day out there?
Yeah, we were asleep this morning in the first one, but we're having a good crack now. We dropped 15 seconds in the first stage, and we've had a miss coming and going in the car, but we're having a good crack in it, and we're still here. We see what we can try doing the last 2 stages. There's only 2 seconds, I think, between myself and Daniel Cronin for a second, so be a good crack for the rest of the day.
Not content to rest on their laurels, junior leaders Aileen Kelly and Dean Raftery were keeping close tabs on the times of the chasing pack.
Dean taking a moment's break to send a text message.
Just checking times now is all. We're still winning the class anyways, although it's getting close enough now, so this.
Must put a bit of pressure on having Keith Cronin's younger brother behind you.
Yeah, he's getting up to pace now, so he won't be long before he's on Keith's face.
You're learning from the best anyway. Do you hope you can emulate him?
To be hard, like he's a very special talent, like so. I'll try my best, but unlikely I say, but we'll try my best anyway.
And Civic seems to be very popular with the young lads out here. Why do you think that is?
I know they handle very well over the bumps. Maybe the power wouldn't be as much as other cars, but the handling is very good in them over the choppy, bumpy stuff. Like so, I'm happy with her anyway. So.
After a 2-year break from the forests, Sarah Moynihan was pushing for a top 5 finish in Class 20. And with forest debutante Claire Gamble in the hot seat, they were the only all-female crew in the rally.
Well, how's our all-girls crew getting on?
We're going good now. We're getting into it, we're getting the mileage, and we're just having fun now.
How's your first rally going?
That's good fun, yep. I'm enjoying it.
Is she doing well, is she?
Oh, she's doing very well now. I'm very impressed.
Keeping you on the straight and narrow?
Yeah, it's a big job, but she's doing it anyway.
So with one more service before the final push, rally leader Michael O'Brien was feeling the pressure as the chasing crews increased their pace, and it was still his excellent time from stage 1 that separated him from Philip Morrow.
Yeah, the pace of everybody has come up and it's dried out a good bit as well, like, you know, so it's not as slippy in places, but so it'll be interesting now in the last 2.
Philip, I believe you're catching Michael?
Yeah, but I think I've just left it a bit too late. You know, the first stage, it's a wee bit too cautious, but still only 9 seconds. It's a stall at the start, so there's 2 stages to go, so it's
never too late.
No.
You caught him at the end of Limerick.
Well, that's it, but I think I'll not catch him. He'll not be sleeping this time, you know, so he's told me he'll not be caught sleeping again. But no, it's good. The stages it's so good. See, just to be out competing again, it's just loving every stage, you know.
So dry conditions continue here in Lismore for round 2 of the Valvoline Forest Rally Championship, and the battle rages on between Michael O'Brien and Philip Morrow, with Michael holding a 9-second lead over Philip. Join us in part 2 for more action.
The Valvoline Irish Forest Rally Championship in association with Sureway Forklifts and Farm Machinery, Hankook Performance Tyres, CCS Race and Rally and Exact Signs. Welcome back to County Waterford for part 2 of the Moonraker Forest Rally. Out on the stages, Michael O'Brien was keeping his nose in front of Philip Morrow and looked determined not to let his lead slip like he did in the last round. Morrow hadn't given up on trying to stage another dramatic turnaround, but O'Brien was proving much harder to reel in this time around. After his roll on stage 2, Enda McNulty had put himself back in the mix and, barring another mishap, looked good for a top 10 finish. Martin Kearns was aiming for a podium finish in his WRC, but the Tyrone man was still trailing Josh Moffat's flying Evo 9. Another WR car being bested by Group N machinery was the Toyota Corolla of John Reid, who was 6th behind Sam Moffat's Lancer. But the leading Moffat brother was Josh, whose Forest experience had him well ahead of his brother in 3rd overall. Despite being the older of the two, Sam was less experienced on gravel and had to concede he was playing second fiddle to Josh at the Moonraker, leading the modified 4-wheel drive Class 20 section were Liam Regan and Damien Duffin in the Peugeot 206. Niall Henry had closed the gap to the Class 20 leader to just 8 seconds. Back in the picturesque village of Lismore and away from the frantic action of the stages, we took time before the finish of the event to speak with the selector of those stages, clerk of the course, Jim Murphy.
Jim, clerk of the course here at the Moonraker, great event.
Yes, so far so good. We have 52 starters, which is quite good for our event. Great weather, absolutely fabulous. We've been blessed with it really for the last 2 weeks. Dry stages are in top condition, absolutely. Somebody said they were like motorway. So hopefully now we'll have everyone back safe and sound this evening.
So without further ado, we turn to the class battles now, where Pierce Doheney's debut drive in his new Peugeot 106 netted him 2nd in Class 1, with navigator Tommy Hayes. But convincing winners in the class was Cork crew Emmett Cronin and Adam Coffey in the Mark II Escort. In Class 2, Tullamore's Mike Garrahy took 3rd place with co-driver Niall Kane. 20 seconds ahead in 2nd place was fellow Offaly man Michael Nevin, with David Ford navigating. But taking the win in Class 2 by a margin of 17 seconds were Pascal O'Shea and Robbie Hennessy. Richard Dalton and John Smithwick brought their Chancellor's Mills Civic to the runner-up spot in Class 3. Well, winning Class 3 and finishing 18th overall were Paul Fitzgerald and Pierce Doheney Jr. In Class 4, Ray Benskin Jr. and Nick Hegarty had to settle for 3rd place.
Press bump okay, 850 over bumps. Up here now, it starts getting bumpy. 850. Alright, good man.
Michael O'Sullivan and Carol O'Keefe went 14 seconds quicker to take 2nd in Class 4. But taking the class win by a 51-second margin were Hugh McQuaid and Enda Gertie, who finished 22nd overall. In Class 5, Brian Lawler's return to the woods proved troublesome, as various technical problems saw him finish 5th in class. James Coleman and Liam Brennan did well to salvage 4th in class after their Stage 3 puncture. Ollie Williams and Brian Quinlan brought their Escort to 3rd in Class 3. But over 3 minutes quicker to take 2nd in class and 11th overall were Shane McGurr and Jackie Elliott, who missed out on the top spot by just 7 seconds in their Sideways Starlet. The tighter lines of Monaghan's Michael Conlon and Kieran McPhillips saw them take victory in the 2-wheel drive section, whilst finishing 10th overall in the Mark II Escort.
Very well done, Mick. First 2-wheel drive.
That's right, yeah, a long battle all day now, but it was a great result now and it was over.
You're getting used to this battle with Shane.
That's right, it's just been closer and closer and closer now. I never thought I'd get the head of him, but sure, look at our day came today, just everything went well, you know.
Danny Creedon and Tom Foley emerged victorious in Class 6 and finished 17th overall, despite a few close calls in their Subaru Impreza. A poor time on the final stage cost Daniel Cronin and Coleman Hurley a spot as they had to settle for 3rd in the Class 9 junior section and 19th overall. Quickest juniors over the last stage were Limerick's Kevin O'Connor and Jarrett Conway, who climbed to second in class and 16th overall. But 14 seconds ahead in 13th place were junior winners for the second time in a row, Dean Raftery and Aileen Kelly from Galway.
A great battle the whole time, but you must be nearly getting used to it at this stage.
We're having a good run now, but hopefully now we keep it going for another rally or two and see what happens.
In Class 20, Kerry's Mike O'Connor brought his Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 2 to 8th in class and 21st overall.
200. All crest and boom, and 170 out of it. 4 to a 4 left. Don't cut. Only 40 square left. Only 40 square left.
7th in class and 20th overall was a good result for Maynooth's Paul Barrett, who had to contend with a slipping clutch in his Evo 6.
Square left, loose. 150.
It was a fine return to the woods for Sarah Moynihan and a fine forestry debut for co-driver Claire Gamble. The pair finished 6th in Class 20 and 15th overall. A mere 4 seconds ahead and taking 5th in class and 14th overall were Ian Chadwick and Stephen Quinn. 8 seconds further ahead in 12th place were Mark Murphy and Alistair Wiley, who finished 4th in Class 20. Having flipped their Subaru on its side on the opening loop, Enda McNulty and Paul Sheridan were happy to finish 3rd in Class 20 and 9th overall. 8 seconds ahead in 8th place were Niall Henry and John Rowan, who had to settle for the runner-up spot in Class 20, just 8 seconds behind fellow Antrim crew Liam Regan and Damien Duffin, who won Class 20 and finished 7th overall in the Peugeot. Just 1 second ahead in 6th overall were Dubliners John Reid and Enda Shields, who took the runner-up spot in Class 7. Winners of the Class 8 trophy were Sam Moffat and David Moynihan, who finished 5th overall in the Evo 9. 4th overall and winners of Class 7 were Martin Kearns and Kevin Flanagan. After a sensational drive, Josh Moffat and Jason McKenna took their Evo 9 to the podium with a fine 3rd overall finish. There was to be no repeat of the opening round heroics, as Philip and Simon Morrow had to settle for the runner-up spot at the Moonraker. But they came mighty close, as the margin to winners Michael O'Brien and Greg Shinners was only 8 seconds at the end. The result sees O'Brien and Morrow share the points lead at this early stage of the season.
A great victory, but a great battle all day long with Philip.
Oh, very good battle. He didn't let us lift off at all, so he kept us honest all day.
And you're tied now with Philip for the championship. How are you going forward?
Flat out.
So as Michael O'Brien and Greg Shinners celebrate their hard-earned victory outside the Lismore House Hotel in Waterford, we take a look at the final results of the Moonraker Forestry Rally. And with 1 win each, Morrow and O'Brien share the overall lead, ahead of a very tight chasing pack.
So Michael O'Brien takes his revenge from round 1 with a commanding victory over Philip Morrow here at the Moonraker Forestry Rally. From us all here outside the Lismore House Hotel, it's bye for now.